the Jam Magno, explaining her real advocacy is unity and to have progress in our country. Enjoy watching!
Story time. A very good friend of mine actually messaged me about 2 hours ago, and she just blatantly asked, "Hey, are you pro Duterte?" To which I calmly answered, "I'm pro-Philippines, and Duterte just happens to be our president. Which means, as a Filipina, I must support him, his position, down to the very last person who works for government. It's a basic human trait to be a good person. No one is intrinsically born evil. Just the same way that we must give respect to the people who help us, enrich us, and put us in a position where we are able to live well and to live peacefully. This is why I support all, and I mean this, all the people in government, because they are who we got. And I've always advocated for unity, meaning that my support to the country has no color. But if I were to choose a color for the Philippines, it would be pink. Only because it's a personal preference. But kidding aside, one of the things that I want to remind everybody is that I am not the type of person who wants to pick fights. That's not who I am. That's why I sometimes don't understand why people are so mad when I speak in behalf of the government. I don't mean to insult people who don't share my beliefs, because that's not what I'm meant to do. What I am meant to do is affirming that there are people who are like me who don't like to take sides but would like to be in the middle and see the Philippines as a big picture that we need to support and help in order for it to progress. Story time. When I make my TikTok videos, I don't write a script ahead. Anything of what I say is from the heart. Truths that I have in my life. So palihog ayaw mo pagbuot kung gusto ko mag-English, Tagalog, Bisaya ha. Kay kung unsalay feel na ko, mo'y akong buhaton. So palihog ayaw ko but-i. Kay kung butan ko nimo samot nga dili na ako buhaton. Kay para nako ang akong buhaton ang sakto ug ang natural nga para sa ako. Kasi, yun naman ang deserve ninyo, di ba? Yung natural, yung totoo, yung kahit hindi naliligo at naghilamos, maganda pa rin ang mensahe at nakakatulong sa marami. Yan lang po ang gusto kong maintindihan ninyo lahat sa inyo na nagsusunod, sumusuporta at nag-share naman ng aking mga sinasabi. Sana po, maliwanag, and it's very clear, og tana dili ta mga stroke. Okay? Mwah! I always believe that people who work together can really make a difference in making our country progress. It's just basic knowledge. Remember, if we are not divided, we get things done easily. For example, the project that I just finished yesterday. If I was doing it alone, I wouldn't be able to build a house. But since I worked with many different people who saw my cause, saw what my advocacy was meant to do, and they all agreed, and we all made it happen for one person. So imagine if we all work together in supporting, understanding, and pushing for policies and programs that will really help us from ground up. Simple. There is no need to fight, but if people want to fight, leave me out of it. Okay? Now let's just talk about the hypocrisy of these human rights violators. Okay, it is a basic human right for a young person to live a long life. But then again, the CPP, NPA, NDF uses young rebel warriors to fight their wars without proper training and to fight against actual combatants that needs to protect the land. Okay? That is such a basic thing that we all need to remember. How can the army be human rights violators, even more than the CPP, NPA, NDF, when they are not the problem to begin with? They simply need to maintain the peace and do their job. And how will they do their job if there are people that make it difficult? that have to lie their way, that have to recruit their way, and have to force other people to be in distress. Is this clear? Take, for example, Caraga region. We are a beautiful region. Yes, Siargao is a part of us. However, there are other places that are just as beautiful that you could have come and visited, but because it is being infested by the CPP, NPA, NDF terrorists here in our area, we cannot fully unleash its beauty, its capacity to be a tourism hub, and we cannot improve economically because our human rights to live in peace is being impeded by the real terrorists. And now the AFP has to go to these areas and weed them out, meaning to say that because of their lies, because of their illegal activities, and because of what they are doing, we cannot improve. So now, who are the real violators of human rights in this case? It is quite easy to see, and I hope you see right through it. Good morning, story time. Let's do a short color lesson. So you see the Philippine flag, right? Now, it's blue side up because we are at peace. The only way to maintain the peace is if we support our law enforcement agencies with the AFP at the helm in fighting the people that want to make it red side up. If it is red side up, it would mean that the CPP, NPA, NDF wins, and we would all be in a shithole. Yes, we would have been invaded by people who are the real human rights violators. And speaking of human rights violators, just in case we get that all mixed up with this color lesson, the real offenders and violators are those people who disturb the peace. The army do not offend them. The army should take them out to maintain the peace in the areas where they are the cancer and the problem. Real talk. BBs. Ang rason kung bakit hindi talaga ako pumapatol sa mga negatron na nagpapapansin ay dahil hindi ito nakakaganda at nakakayaman. Hindi po gumaganda o umaangat ang antas ng aking buhay kung papatulan ko ang lahat ng mga negatron. Mas uunahin ko na lang po ang mag-skincare kaysa sa pansinin sila. Isipin mo, pag nag-skincare ka sa beauty derm, gaganda ang skin mo. Gaganda pa ang mukha mo, pero hindi ka masistress. Pero kung papansinin mo ang mga tao na wala naman talagang naiambag sa buhay mo, papangit ka at mahahalin tulad ka sa kanila. Gusto mo ba yon? Isip-isip. Kaya pag may nakita kang pangit, block agad para walang problema. Okay? Huwag ka nang magsigigtag na ako para awayon ng mga negatron, please. Wa man gani sila pansin na sa atong presidente, ako na ba? Kung unsay iyang binuhatan, maoy akong sundon. Suportado na ko ang Pilipinas, pati siya, kay siya man ang atong presidente. Di ba napansin ninyo musamot sila o ka-stroke kung di sila pansinon? Tungod kay dapat nakafocus lang ta sa kalambuan sa atong mga kinabuhi. Nakafocus lang ta sa saktong binuhatan sa atong presidente nga kailangan nato suportahan. Pero huna-huna nga dili lang ang presidente ang tao sa gobyerno diri sa Pilipinas. Kana dapat ang atong i-focus ang atong ampuan ug atong pasalamatan. Ayaw nako itag anong mga hugaw sa kalibutan. Kay dili gyud na nako taga-agpansin kay dili mi magka-level. Ang hugaw ba? Imong pansinon? Dili ba imong brushan palayo para mawala? Hugasan o waswasan? Story time. Did you know that our police officers and office personnel in the entire Philippines do their jobs or do more than their jobs? Just take, for example, today. We finished a house in less than 2 weeks with the help of police personnel from Butuan City Police Station 3. You can only imagine, too, that the ratio of Butuanan citizens to police officers and officials here in Butuan City is 1:1005. Yes, they are heavily undermanned, and yet they still are able to help the community in every chance that they get. Something that is heroic, yes, but oftentimes we are ungrateful to our police force. Remember that just because you think that you pay them with your taxes, it doesn't give you the right to insult them. It's actually a disservice to what they do as public servants when you do. Sa 3 taon ko na nakikipagtrabaho dito sa Caraga Region, kasama na aming kapulisan, lalo na sa Butuan City Police Office, natutunan ko na hindi talaga madali ang maging pulis. Napupuno na nga sila ng insulto kahit saan, di ba? Pero unfair kasi na ang ginagawa ng napakaliit lang na parte ng ahensya nila, nilalahat nyo. Di tama yun. Alam mo, nakakasakit. Nakakasakit ng feelings na akala nyo robot sila na hindi sila nasasaktan. At dahil ba mga tao sila, hindi na rin sila pwedeng respetuin? Diba? Ang galing-galing yung mang-insulto sa kanila, feeling entitled kayo, pero ni ultimo nga lasing sa labas ng bahay nyo, pulis pa tatawagin nyo. Diba? Hindi ko naman sinasabing mali. Pero sana, yung pang-iinsulto nyo, sabayan nyo rin ang pagtulong sa kanila kasi kailangan rin nila yun. Gets nyo? One of my main motivations talaga to speak also in behalf of the PNP is because I have very close friends who are a part of the force and they are all women. I have one who is a sharpshooter from here in Caraga. She's now in the training center. I have 3 police dentists, one in Iloilo, the other in Cebu, and the other in Zamboanga. Women pushing people up, pulling them up, and empowering each other. We also need to appreciate that these police officers, they could be private citizens earning much bigger. Lawyers, doctors, engineers, and these people we need to appreciate because they are giving their service to the country without questions and without complaints. The least we can do is cheer them on. Nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo? Klaro?
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.